Ein herzliches Willkommen zurück im letzten Part. Ja, da ging es endlich weiter. Wir haben eine Autopsie gemacht beim Toten und festgestellt, er wurde vergiftet. So, und Holmes will jetzt denen hier weitere Fragen stellen. Und das werden wir jetzt machen. Ah, jetzt geht es los. Jetzt geht's weiter, meine ich. Normalerweise labert immer dasselbe. Er darf auf die Pflanzen aufpassen. Oh.
Mr. Hamish, can you explain to us what happened to the colonial collection? It seems somewhat depleted.
But, most likely maintenance work, tidying up.
You're not sure, then? But you're the deputy director.
Well, I am busy. I cannot be everywhere at once.
Gut. Jetzt fragen wir das Verhältnis zu tun und Schlüssel und so weiter und so fort.
As deputy director, how was your relationship with Montague Dunn?
To be honest with you, Mr. Holmes, it could have been better. You see, every Tuesday he would carry out his inspection of the gardens, but it was solely to make an impression, great pretense that he cared at all. He would give out absurd orders, ignoring anyone else's opinion. He would then disappear for the rest of the week. He was what some might call a man of action. I'd say rather he was overzealous and chaotic. So after all, it was no wonder, perhaps, that he ended up like that, if you take into consideration his kind of lifestyle.
Ja, sag doch einfach, dass das ein Arsch ist gewesen.
You mentioned that Mr. Dunn led a particular lifestyle.
Well, it's no secret that he enjoyed, celebrating, shall we say? He was a member of the London Smart Set. He was famous for it. That and...
And?
He had an eye for the ladies, to put it mildly, Mr. Holmes.
Oh, wäre auch nicht schlimm gewesen, wenn er eine Schwester für Männer gehabt hätte, oder? Für Gentlemans.
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunn's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before, and now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
He's useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was?
Oh, yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunn had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunn interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who is such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
Ah, Margaret White. Wer ist das überhaupt?
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunn. And he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Und eine blöde Emanze noch dazu, hä?
Tell me, Mr. Hamish, do you grow the more deadly variety of plant here?
You mean insectivorous? Yes, but nothing larger than that.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Okay, wir müssen also zum Sohn, zum Erben. Der war doch hier irgendwo. Ah, hier, genau. Jetzt musst du uns Rede und Antwort stehen, Albert. Und nicht nur gebückt. Obwohl das reizend aussah.
Who is Miss Margaret White?
Ah, she is the young lady who studies with me. She visits here sometimes to help out with the greenhouses. In fact, she should be here today. She wanted to work at the seed house. That's the small greenhouse across from the large glass house.
Schön. Trotzdem wüsste ich nicht, wo das ist.
We noticed that a part of the colonial collection has been cleared.
Ah, at the moment I'm just dealing with the storage room. I don't know much about the other rooms.
I imagine that your relationship with your father may have been a strained one.
Yes. I cannot say that he was a kind man, for he never listened to me at all. He forced me to work here. But now, after his death, I've been pondering it over. Perhaps he wasn't so wrong about me after all. I have to follow his path, and I have to manage Kew Gardens, and I can do it. I can be as good as any other who works here.
Und viele Männer Herzen brechen.
Would you please tell us about Martin Hamish, the deputy director?
Well, I have to tell you that Mr. Hamish is not and has never been the deputy director of Kew Gardens. My father would not have tolerated it.
Indeed? Well, that is most interesting. He told us that he was.
Yes, because he believes that the management should be passed down to him now that my father is dead. But in actual fact, Mr. Hamish only has the honour of being the garden's longest-serving employee. In fact, if we are to think logically at all, it should be me who takes over the management of Kew Gardens.
Do you not have a good relationship with Mr. Hamish?
I suppose so. But we have very little in common. Mr. Hamish loves his plants and Kew Gardens, and I cannot say that I share his passion.
I see. And how was his relationship with your father?
Oh, he hated my father. It was obvious. He would be furious whenever my father boasted of Kew Gardens in the newspapers or at conferences. He was convinced that my father was stealing all of the credit for himself. But my father treated Mr. Hamish in the same way as he treated anyone. Dismissively. With indifference.
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Ach was.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Ach, aber ich hätte doch sehr gerne in die Umkleidekabine geschaut. Okay, wir schauen mal hier nach diesem Herleitungsteil aus. Aha. Ne, okay. Ne, ist noch nix. Also wir können jetzt in den anderen Teilen rein. Okay. Wir haben einen Schlüssel. Aber wir müssen irgendwie so ein Schloss knacken, wo wir einen Schlüssel haben. Yeah, Schlüssel. Ach so. Hier ist R1. Okay. Aha. Labortisch untersuchen. Das werden wir doch sofort machen. Eine Labortisch untersuchen. Was haben wir denn hier? Flaschenabdruck.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory.
Und hier Goldspäne.
Gold dust. Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
Ja, danke schön. Das wollte ich auch fragen.
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around.
Okay, und hier unten ist auch noch was. Tropfen.
Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Nein, das machen wir noch nicht. Schauen uns erstmal ein bisschen um. Studienbuch.
A botany book.
So. Mal das öffnen. Nein. Bewegen. Da, Name.
This student's book belongs to Albert.
Okay. Was haben wir hier? Oh, da. Wow. H2. Da. Nee, also. Dafür bin ich nicht geboren. Okay. Hier ist nichts, aber da ist doch... Ach so, so ein Tuch oder so. Ah. Na? Was haben wir hier? Ah, warte mal. Schutzausrüstung untersuchen. Leerer
It
Schrank.
appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
Ja. Ja. Mehr nicht, oder was?
Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Gut. Hier ist nix. Aber hier muss noch was sein. Weil... Der geht ja von alleine raus. Ja? Leerer Schrank, das haben wir. Schutzanzug. Maske, genau.
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals.
Genau das meinte ich damit. Und was haben wir hier? Tür öffnen.
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunn didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Nein! Ihr seid doch... Genau diese Resonanz jetzt. Ich will nicht. Oh Mann. Ich weiß doch nicht, wie man die löst. Das ist immer nur... Wie war das denn jetzt? R plus L2 alle, oder was? L2. Ach so, alle. Ich weiß doch nicht, wie man das löst. Das ist alles nur Zufall. Aha. Nein. Da. Vielleicht irgendwie so. Aha, so. Und wie drehe ich das jetzt überhaupt? Nein, nicht das. Ach so. Hä? Ah. Nee. Was haben wir hier? Hier nicht, oder? Was? Hey. Was? Ich komme mit nicht klar. Also nochmal. Nee. Na? Wechseln. Aha. Wie wechseln? Hä? Also nee, was ist denn hier? Ich bin jetzt ein bisschen verwirrt. Da war's doch. Ja, so glaube ich, ne? Ja, das sieht doch schon mal gut aus. Aber nicht zu gut, oder? Warte mal. Wartet. Oh. So. Ja. Na, das ist mal wieder verschoben, aber... Hä? Jetzt bin ich ein bisschen verwirrt. Wie immer. Was sind die Pfeile? Hä? Genau. So vielleicht? Hä? Hm. Okay. Tja. Das kann ich jetzt 1000-mal so drehen. Na. So. Na. Vielleicht so. Dann ist aber das hier wieder alles im Eimer in der Mitte hier. Ah, so stimmt das schon mal. Ach so. Aber so stimmt das nicht überein, sehe ich gerade. So, ne? Das ist kompliziert. Für mich. Aha. Tja. Für mich sieht das aus, als wäre das so gut. Aber scheint ja noch nicht zu sein. Und zwar... Ach so, sag mal. Ah. Ah. Ja. Wo hapert's? Natürlich. Ich habe die anderen auch einfach nur so gelöst, ohne irgendwelche Teil. Na. Ähm. Für mich sieht das wirklich gut aus. Ah, ja. Dann nicht aber das hier. Mann. Das ist aber das hier. Das hier nicht gut. Aha. Hä? Ja. Nein, bleibst du mal da. Genau. Jetzt stimmt das da wieder nicht überein. Haha. Okay, Leute. Ich komme hier nicht weiter. Wir sehen uns im nächsten Part wieder. Bis dahin, Leute. Ciao, ciao. Ich werde auf jeden Fall hier ausmachen. Bis dahin. Wir hören uns dann. Ciao, ciao.